Hey there. So, you know those times when you're hungry and you go to cook something, you want to make dinner or you want to make something, you open the fridge and you find emptiness and just jars and jars of condiments. It totally happens to me. And I call it either fridge pirate or pantry raid night. Because what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna show you how to do, is how to look through what you have in your fridge, freezer, or pantry to be able to put together an awesome, easy dinner. All right, you guys, are you ready for this? My pantry gets a little out of control with all the different projects I do. I don't know how yours looks at home, but please don't be horrified. So, does one of you want to come over and help me organize this thing? Okay, I'm definitely feeling soup, and I might do the soup in the Instant Pot to make it quicker, but I'm gonna do one that you guys could do on the Stovetop too. I had some black beans, but these are gonna take a while to cook. Even in an Instant Pot, they'd be like an hour, so yes. Lentils, little scraps. I always wind up with like random little bags like this that are half used up, so let me see what else I've got. More lentils. Okay, I would love to find a can of fire roasted diced tomatoes. All right, chopped tomatoes, those are gonna have to do. So now we're gonna head on over to my fridge and my freezer and let's see what I can scrounge up in there. All right, you guys, now I'm gonna dig into the depths of my freezer. I always throw little scraps of things in there and I highly encourage you to do that too. I hate throwing food away and it's just a good way to save it for a rainy day like today. Okay, so chopped onion. I bought this for a project, didn't get to use it, threw it in the freezer. They sell bags of frozen onion that I highly encourage you to keep. If you don't have a fresh one, it's gonna come in a pinch like this in a soup. I am psyched about this. I've got some mild Italian chicken sausage, and it's actually gonna be even better that it's frozen. This stuff keeps for a long time in the freezer, and I'm gonna show you in a little bit. You're not gonna wanna miss it, an easy way to cook it. All right, you guys. I hope you're not totally horrified by what I do in my fridge and my freezer here, but I've got peas and carrots. I'm not really feeling that today. Ooh, all right. I think this was from some dip recipe, some chopped frozen spinach. Peas, no, I already said no to you, peas. All right, yeah. We can do something with this. Let's see what I can find in here. Okay, I've got some parm. I always keep this around. This is great to flavor a soup at the end. Almost on the way out zucchini that I bought for something else and forgot to use. Baby carrots, they're probably lurking in your fridge too, right? I feel like these are just kind of always around. Celery sticks. This is better. I always have scraps of herbs, you guys. I've got a little rosemary and a little bit of sage. Yay, I have peeled garlic. I don't have to even deal with the whole head. Okay, so I'm starving. I'm gonna use my Instant Pot because it'll cook the lentils in like 5 minutes flat. And by the way, I'm making a big pot of soup tonight. They make little mini Instant Pots too that you could grab if you're just cooking for one or two. And you could totally do this on your stovetop too. It would just take like a half hour or so to simmer the lentils. All right, so let's be really quick about putting our ingredients together. We've already got the chopped onion, we're not worried about that. But to chop up the carrot and the celery, I love to use my food processor. You could use a mini chop if you're making a smaller amount, but you're just gonna need to cut the celery sticks in half to fit them in there. And then just pulse like this. And don't sweat it if it doesn't chop up into perfectly even pieces. We're gonna saute this all together and it's gonna cook into the stew anyway. The zucchini was a little sad looking, so I just trimmed off the edges and any parts that looked a little bit mushy. I'm gonna dice up the rest. One of the reasons why I love making stews like this is just a really great way to be less wasteful and use up little bits of things that you have left in the fridge. So we're gonna use the saute function on our Instant Pot, which is fantastic because you can do everything all in the one bowl. I'm gonna start it at medium, but actually I'm gonna go to high, I think, because these onions are still a little bit frozen. We're gonna add some olive oil, our onions, don't forget the salt, then our carrot and our celery. Okay, we're just gonna stir it and sweat it and cook that until the veggies are tender and starting to get a little bit soft. It's taking about 7 to 10 minutes. All right, we gotta have some garlic, and you guys know I love using fresh garlic for that punch of flavor. I'm gonna use my microplane like I always do. You know, here at Happy Meats Healthy, we love doing things quickly. I'm gonna do it right into the pot. So the chicken sausage, it's actually even easier to slice when it's still a little bit frozen. So I'm just gonna cut it into little circles. You could dice it if you wanted to instead. Now it's really as easy as just adding everything else to the pot. So when you're cooking lentils in an Instant Pot, you need to go with 2 times the liquid to cook the lentils. So I've got 2 cups of lentils, 4 cups of chicken stock. You could use veggie stock or veggie broth too. And then we're adding our spinach. We're gonna add our diced tomatoes. We're adding some random sprigs of fresh herbs that I had in the fridge. You could add whatever ones you happen to have. I have rosemary and sage here. I always love to add a dried bay leaf or two when I'm making soup. It's gonna infuse it and give it really great flavor. All right, now we're gonna stir to combine all of this, and we're gonna seal the lid and set this to high pressure for 5 minutes. So it's finished cooking and it went into keep warm mode. I'm gonna quick release it now with this wooden spoon. Don't be afraid, it's not going to explode. You can stand back a little bit because some hot steam is going to come out. I like to use the back of a wooden spoon to just nudge the nozzle over. I'm gonna add a little tiny bit of balsamic vinegar, which might sound odd. It's not going to come out tasting vinegary. That little tiny bit of acid just boosts the flavor of the whole stew. Okay, you guys, oh my gosh, look at how thick and rich and how easily that cooked. It's got all this great body and all these delicious veggies in there. It smells amazing. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's like a hug from grandma. This is so delicious. It's like comfort food and it smells amazing and it's so hearty. It's still so healthy. And hey, look at that. We just used up a ton of scraps that we had in our pantry and in our fridge and in our freezer. Okay, so some things to try. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit more salt and pepper. I'm gonna add a little bit of Parmesan cheese here. Not a ton. I'm not gonna add a lot of smart points if you're following the WW plan or fat or calories, but it's gonna add a lot of great richness and some more tang to it. You got a little peek at like my disaster of a pantry with all the scraps from all my cooking projects. But here's the thing, you guys should totally be stocking your pantry too with some essentials. And you should really check out my video. It's a healthy grocery haul for one. It's great for families too, but it's lists of things to grab at the grocery store to keep in the fridge, freezer, and pantry, so you'll always be ready to make an impromptu dinner too. So you guys, what's your favorite kitchen sink soup that you like to make? Is this something that your grandma used to do? Go through and find all the bits and turn it into dinner? I actually treat it sometimes like playing Chopped in my own kitchen. So let me know in the comments below what you think, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time where Happy Meets Health. So you guys, I'm also gonna be shooting a video with some of my favorite hacks with cooking with an Instant Pot, and I would love to know if you're cooking with yours at home, or honestly, if you have any questions about how to use it, you can just leave it in the comments below and I'll reply there and start answering your questions. But it would be helpful if you let me know what you're confused about with cooking with them, because then I can be sure to cover it in an upcoming video for you.